Hello once again, YouTubers. Greetings to you all. I hope all is well on this Taco Tuesday. On myself, I'm doing just fine. Feels like sorry for making y'all seasick. Feels like a pretty good day to be outside. At least for now. Pretty much got rain coming up the next few days. So it is what it is. Being that I'm off, the rain won't bother me. Probably head to the park later on today for a quick ride. Just finished doing my good deed for today for a friend. So I have the rest of my afternoon. Well, possibly free. We'll see. I'm just gonna kind of stick around for a minute just in case they need me. And we'll go from there. But anyway, it's been a great day, to say the least. All is well on my end. How's everything on your end? This may be a slow live. I decided to come sit outside again to, it's not too hot today. It's actually a great day, so no sense of being cooped up. Like I said, I was doing a good deed for a friend, so kind of been, running around taking care of business with them today. And I have some free time for a little while. And so what better way to enjoy it than to drink some juice and enjoy the outside? Whatever works for you. Because I know what works for me may not work for you. And that's all fine and good. So if you're already in, hi Ray, how's it going? I need to adjust this camera because this light, I can't tell if anybody's on. How's it going, Ray? Thanks for joining. Once again, it's me, myself, and I, also known as Mistapagan. All is well on my end. Hey, Toxic, how's it going? Welcome aboard everybody else that just signed in. Like I said, it's just a Taco Tuesday, and I think that's going to be my dinner for tonight. I was going back and forth as to what I wanted for dinner, and I didn't get a chance to do the Cinco de Mayo yesterday. I had good intentions to go out yesterday evening, and how it is, get on that couch, get that remote, totally slipped my mind. But I kind of got a taste for some fish tacos, and for the price that I'll pay at the Mexican restaurant, it doesn't make sense for me to buy all the ingredients to fix it myself. Although I did it with salmon the last time I made it, it turned out pretty good. But I don't have anything. I don't have enough ingredients right now, and I want to get out the house. Wait a minute. Yes, I would. Hello to Turkey, and hello for. Do me a favor, Al from Turkey. Google that and see how far it is from Atlanta, Georgia. Just Google it for me. I'm just curious. But hello to you from Turkey and to everybody from around the world. I don't give enough thanks to you guys, but if you have already subscribed to my channel, thank you. Thanks again. And for those of you that hasn't, I would appreciate it if you do. I see what a lot of people that I have subscribed to, they have started with memberships. I really don't think I'll do a membership. I mean, I don't think I have enough content to warrant you guys paying me $1.99 a month or $2.99 a month. And for those that are doing it, it works fine. But I think when things start growing for me, and depends on how mature I want my subject matters to be, I may start a membership platform just strictly for the mature side. But like I said, I'm not here to try to bleed nobody's pocket. I'm not here, if I get monetized, great, but I'm not here for that. I'm not here to look at YouTube as a source of income, although I do know people make a lot of money. And if it happens for me, that's fine. But I don't want to get so caught up and overwhelmed and consumed in trying to get to that part of the market, to where I'm just posting 15 things a day. Y'all don't want to see me in the morning making grits, posting that. You don't want to see me frying salmon. You don't want to see me washing my car. I mean, I do videos on my vehicles and the things I like about them and what I dislike about them. But that's neither here nor there. That's kind of a helping situation for people that are looking for a new vehicle. So I do those, but that's about it. So tell me, how far is it from Atlanta, Georgia to Turkey? Go ahead and let us all know. We're curious. We're all curious. Pardon me, I gotta get my juice in. Doctor got me drinking, well, not have me, but this week I've been doing apple juice and cranberry juice, not mixed together, but and water. I don't even drink a lot of sodas or sweet tea, so coffee is my biggest vice. I've got to pull back from that coffee. Somehow, some way I will. Whereas when I was younger, the willpower was there. I can just stop and not drink coffee for 2 or 3 months. But now it's an everyday consumption for me. So if I had to say I had an addiction right now, it'll be coffee. Coffee is my addiction. It's not smoking. I don't smoke anything. I don't do any. I don't take any kind of drugs unless it's something that's been prescribed to me. The doctor prescribed something to me to help me relax. After taking 2 of those pills, I'm relaxed already enough. I don't need that stuff. We ever had one of those nights when you're asleep and you're dreaming and you're having several dreams inside of a dream? That's how I was. I don't need that. If this is how mind altering things work, I don't need it. And it was supposed to be just for me to relax. So why am I having all these different dreams? I don't know. But it was like, as I was walking, I'm dreaming about one particular thing. And within that dream, it's like I'm dreaming about something else within that dream. And they were totally isolated. And after that first night, I woke up the next day. I was like, I don't even remember getting into bed. I remember pulling my covers back, putting on my television, setting the timer for 45 minutes, or 30 minutes rather. I was gone to the next morning. I have been sleeping better now. I think being off this 2.5 weeks has been something that I've really needed without having to schedule a vacation or all these other things. It's different than when you schedule vacation, to where when all of a sudden the doctor takes you off work for a couple of weeks or so. So it kind of caught me off guard, but this has been some of the best relaxation I've happened. Like I said, I just got back in. I was helping a friend take care of some business today, so I helped tend to them today. And so it was a great day. And right now I'm kind of waiting around the house just in case they may need me. So I'm going to kind of stay put for about 2 hours in case they call and they may need me for something. I don't want to go get in the middle of something right now. I had to be pulled away from it. Plus, I'm not hungry right now. I had lunch, so my tacos will probably be around 7 o'clock, which is maybe 3, 4, 5. It's about 4 hours from now. 3.5, 4 hours from now. But anyway, like I said, it's been a great day. I just want to get on here and thank each and every one of you for following me and listening to my videos. And there's nothing pressing right now that I need to get on a rant about. I've talked about the cheating situation and all these other things. We can talk about saving money. A lot of people I think a lot of people's biggest worry when you're in a relationship is when you're living with somebody, is when you break up, how are you going to survive? You'll be surprised at how much money you can save if you're on your own. Yeah, we like to think that if you're with somebody else, that's 2 incomes, but you'll quickly realize those 2 incomes made you spend more money. And that's one of the things I come to realize, because I was always in relationships. I was always either living with somebody or married, and nothing's wrong with that. That's not what I'm saying. The fact is, now that I'm at a point in my life, I do not want to live with anybody. I feel like this: if I get in a bind, I can rent out a room for 2 or 3 months, no longer, because after the second month, I'm ready for that person to go. So you capture 3 months rent from somebody, that should help get you out of that bind. But I'm not trying to put myself in no kind of bind right now. So as long as the money comes in, I'm paying my bills. This is the first time in a long time that I can remember I'm paying bills without worrying. And I'm not faulting anybody that was in a relationship with me, but it was always this other stuff coming up, and I think you start to enable that person because they know you're going to bail them out. So if you have a set amount of money coming in and you're handling your business, you're paying your car notes, your insurance, your mortgage, or whatever, and you trying to put that chunk in savings, guess what? When that other person's coming up short and they always have this, that, and the third going on, the first thing to go is you start nibbling into your savings. And that was the first thing. I don't have to do that. Do I have $1 million saved? No, I do not. But I don't have to dip in it right now. There's so many ways that I've gotten creative that I'm making a little money on several side projects that I don't have to worry. It's enough. I'm not trying to go after this thing for greed. I'm not trying to manipulate YouTube for extra money. I'm just not. Like I say, most of the people, lately 3 people that I subscribed to, they did create a membership thing. And one young lady, I ain't gonna lie, she is attractive. Her membership is relatively low. It's like $2.99 a month. I may subscribe to her membership, because I think I'm missing a lot of other content. But I did realize when she got her membership thing, she's doing more videos for members than she are for everyday people. So see, that's what I'm saying. Money changes things. So I think for a lot of people that are watching these people and they're watching them for free, and when they get monetized, that's fine. But when they start saying they have a membership, then they're posting a lot of their videos membership based. I think they're gonna lose a lot more subscribers before that membership goes up. I really think a lot of people are gonna drop out first. I don't know, but you don't have to join the memberships. You don't have to join. But I said, if I join anybody's, I probably would join hers. It's $2.99 a month. I think I can do that and give her 3 months and see what the hoopla is. If she's doing better than she was doing regular, I'll keep the membership. If she's doing less, it ain't gonna be worth my $2.99. I think 30 days is enough time to realize this person is not worth the money. So, will I be doing a membership? The only way I would do the membership thing is, first of all, if I make it to get monetized. And then I would probably do the membership subscription, but that'll be based on some really mature, dark conversations. This won't be for like I'm doing now, but any and everybody can just pop in because, you got your haters, you got your hecklers, you got all these things. And I don't think there's a lane. They need to stay over there in that lane, like in this freebie lane. They don't need to be over here for those of us like you and you that are mature, that's ready for said subject. It's not for everybody. It's just one of the things that I've been thinking about doing. I don't know yet how this thing is going to play out. I am going to do a couple of videos when I go to the park today, record some videos. But like I've already said, when I'm recording videos, I tend to mess up a lot. I tend to start over. I'm too busy trying to make it perfect. And there's no such thing as perfection in this, because when I come back and I edit my videos, I don't spend 4 hours editing. I don't spend an hour editing. I may just drop that like, comment, subscribe in there, or a few little things here or there, but I'm not going in and out. I did one video where I faded in, and at the end I faded out. I did a test video where I added a little music in the beginning, music at the end. I was like, unless I'm really doing something like This one particular guy I watch, he lives pretty much full time in his trailer. He does his music intro, but he talks about his trailer. He talks about cleaning the yard around his trailer, things that he's doing, putting up his tent. But see, he's really being more active with a lot of stuff. I'm not doing those active things. I mean, if you guys want to come along with me while I wash my vehicle, or I might just do a video with that while I'm washing my vehicle. But you know my love, you know what I'll do? I'll pull off and forget my camera. I'll do that. Because I'll be too busy trying to do too many things. But I may do that. I may just do a video where I'm maybe washing my vehicle, or as I'm chopping vegetables, because, you know, when I cook, I wash my vegetables thoroughly. I chop them real fine, especially cabbage. I like my cabbage to be fine. It cooks better that way. But with it so many people over here, you watching them cook, do y'all really want to see another cooking video? Or do y'all want to talk about, once again, talk about Jody? You want to talk about fetishes? Because we've talked about that once before, about being in a steady relationship, but you guys cannot discuss your fetishes and your fantasies. I think it's healthy to talk about that. And if you don't believe me, listen to some of these relationships coaches when they talk about relationships and the intimate part. They're going to tell you the same thing. It's healthy to talk about these things, because what sense it makes for me to be in a relationship and I'm too scared to talk about these things to my woman, but I gotta go to the bar with my buddies and I do all this and that and the third, you know. Congratulations, Brian. But I'm gonna tell you something, Brian, and I ain't trying to offend nobody, but I will tell you something you probably don't know. The whole world is gay. So, you know, I don't know what to tell you. You want congratulations? You want me to say I'm sorry? You want me to, I don't know. You accept it. You're welcome like everybody else. No, that has no bearing on me. You know, do you, man? You know, or should I say, tops to you or bottoms up? Which one you prefer? You know. So it's just a matter of perspective and how you look at things. Really, the way I see a lot of things when you're in these relationships, y'all, you know what? I'm gonna give Brian the opportunity. Brian, will you please explain to? I know I got more than 2 people watching, but it's probably 15. That thing is always wrong. Would you please explain to everybody briefly what a power bottom is? Be clean about it. But Brian, this is your chance. Explain to those that are watching so they can read it. Go. I'll wait. Come on, Brian. You're live. You have people waiting. Inquiry minds want to know. And see, people, this is exactly what I was talking about. When you give people time to do that, they freeze up. So they're really not what you think they are. So you know what happens then? They have to go. So you got your moment to shine. I'm going to make this interactive. If you say something, I want you to explain it to. Don't just explain to me. Explain to everybody else. Make it to where everybody else can understand. You know, although I may know the ratio in motor oil and other fluids, 20 people may not know. So explain that. Don't just throw stuff out there. You know, I think a good conversation comes with communication and understanding. That's where a lot of people mess up at. A lot of people. But anyway, like I was saying, you can't be in these relationships. And, you know, you're either afraid to discuss these fetishes and fantasies with your spouse, or you don't want to think your wife is like that. But guess what? Chances are she has her own little deep secrets. Chances are she has a lot of fetishes And one thing y'all need to understand, because somebody talking about fetishes, it doesn't have to be require anything sexual. Fetishes doesn't always lead to penetration. See, that's for the amateurs right there. We have to understand that. Just because you're having that discussion does not mean it's going to end in a sexual relationship. But you have to be open with that person. If you are in a relationship and you've been in it for at least 6 months, and now you're already saying, man, it's boring. He ain't doing what he's supposed to be doing. Talk to him about it. Ladies, do not make the mistake and tell your man, well, you a man, you supposed to know what I want. That man may not know what you want if you don't even know what you want. I think when you get into a new relationship, you can't expect that one man to be the same as the last of the 3 guys you had. And that's why I said we have to have these conversations. And fellas, just because you was in a relationship with old Quita, you know, the one down there down the block, and she like being pounded and beat it up and all that stuff. Now you dealing with a grown woman. You know, you don't met somebody maybe 2 or 3 years older than you. She got some experience. She finna show you some real tricks. You just gotta measure up. The one thing I found out about a lot of my buddies, they allow their spouses sexual advances to intimidate them. And y'all know I'm trying to keep this clean. They try to allow that. And you should not allow that. If it's something you don't know, and you got this spouse that's trying to get into these things or trying to hear you out. First of all, guys, you just got to be quiet and listen to what your woman's trying to tell you. So it's one of them situations where you really have to kind of understand it, whether or not you want to be accepting in it or not. It's just one of those situations, and it's you just have to make it for what it's worth. And Brian, look, man, I already gave you your minute, man. This is not all about you. I told you what to do. You hesitated on doing it. You finally explained what the power bottom was. So move on. And I'm gonna tell you something. Since you want attention, everybody else, excuse me, Brian needs attention. Let me explain something to you. Let me get up. Let me whisper something to you. Look here, Brian, let me tell you something. And I want you to think about this for the rest of the day. When you label yourself, you limit yourself. So you take that right there and apply that to what you're attempting to do right now. Stop labeling yourself. Man, nobody cares. Nobody really cares. Be who you're going to be. First of all, you're a human being. So there it is. Unless you're about to tell us some stuff that's really just straight up, just unbelievable and some straight kinky ass shit, just hollering out you gay don't mean shit. So when you label yourself, you limit yourself. Okay, so there it is. You got it. Now I'm done with that situation. So you've had 2 minutes of fame. I gave you an extra minute. That's a bonus. I ain't gonna even charge you for it. Now go on, move right along. When you're in these relationships, the first thing people tend to say is, I'm bored with her or I'm bored with him. Don't just settle. You got this big, beautiful house or this great, cozy townhouse or this wonderful apartment. Be creative in there. Be creative. Think about all the things that you have in that refrigerator that you can use. Think about the fact that you've never even ran your woman a bubble bath, or have you even invited yourself into her bubble bath. But look, let me tell y'all something. Okay, fellas, this is where the grown man and me need to talk to y'all like y'all immature for real. If you gonna have a bubble bath with your lady, do yourself a favor. Jump in the shower first. She don't want all of your dirt, nasty funk and grit up in there. Cause I can't speak for all women, but some women, if they want a real long bubble bath, some of them might take a quick 2-minute shower to wash the dirt off them before they get in their own bubble bath. So guys, do that. If you try and jump in that tub, you know you've been at work all day. Okay, baby, give me a minute. Let that water hit your body for a minute in that shower before you jump in that tub. And when you get in that bubble bath, you just lean back, light a candle, whatever you gotta do, and y'all have a great mature conversation. There's one major thing that's gonna happen when you have a face-to-face conversation in that tub. There are no more emojis involved. You're not giggling behind emojis and memes and all that stuff. You're having a face-to-face conversation. And that's one thing that social media has poisoned and taken away from a lot of people, because there's nobody that I know, with the exception of myself, that can have a full conversation texting somebody that don't have to hide behind emojis or memes. So if you're having this conversation, now the maturity there, you forced to be a mature man. It's your time to take that lead. There's a nice bubble bath going on. That may or may not be wine. If neither one of you drink, some apple juice, just something relaxing. And don't talk about what happened at the job. Don't talk about how pissed off your boss is. And please, people, look, y'all in that tub together. I'm gonna say it, but I don't mean this, but man, fuck them kids, okay? Leave them kids alone. They fine. Don't get in that tub. It's romantic. She got the candles lit. You done washed all that motor oil off you in that shower. Don't get in that tub talking about them damn kids. Make it about you and her. Or ladies, about you and him. Leave your girlfriends out the tub. Leave your kids out the tub. Leave your job out the tub. That's where you tune in to each other. And that's why, ladies, you tell him, you say, baby, that situation you brought up last week about that little fetish of yours, I've been giving it some thought. Explain to me how you like this to happen. Explain it to me. And allow him to talk to you about it, whether you're going to do it or not. But see, you are in a relaxing situation that gives you more opportunity to have said conversations. You can't have this conversation driving down the expressway. You just picked up from work and he's playing all that loud ass music. No, that's not the time. That old saying goes, there's a time and place for everything. That will be one of them. You want to take all of the everyday common denominators and take it out that situation. There ain't nobody in the tub but you, her, and those bubbles. That's what the conversation should be about. So when she looks at you and say, baby, explain to me about that fantasy or that fetish you was trying to tell me last week. Explain to me, how do you see this happening? Now, men, that's where, number one, your maturity level needs to age by at least 5 years at that point. You need to look her dead in her eye. You don't need to be giggling and shrugging your shoulders and sliding all under the bubbles. Take a deep breath, relax, and say, well, baby, I have a fantasy of whatever. That doesn't mean she gonna do it, but you're opening the door. And you ask her, do you have any fantasies or fetishes or desires or that you would like to discuss? Because I really believe that when you have these types of conversations and you have it in a calm manner, you don't have loud distracting music, you don't have a whole bunch of little children running around, the music ain't blasting, she ain't mad at her boss man, you have a much better conversation. People tell y'all all the time, communication is key, but you don't want to listen. Y'all don't want to listen. And that's why I said, a subject like this, if I do decide to make it a very mature, risque conversation, that's when I would do a membership. Because this would not be for, y'all see it, I'm just saying, this won't be for the immature at heart. That's all I'm saying about that. You just have to know when and how to say things. So what I'm saying right now, I ain't said nothing wrong, but the truth. Get in tune with each other. Have a conversation with each other. You'd be surprised what y'all could talk about. Like I said, helping my friend out today that helped them do some things they had to take care of. And I felt like, well, I'm all for it. I need to, give back, help people that need. So yesterday, today and tomorrow. Yesterday, I kind of just got away from that. Tomorrow, I'm gonna help somebody else do some things. I got time, but this particular person is one of the people that does supposed to be interviewing me about personal things, my life, things I've participated in, things I've seen. But it's gonna have to come at a better time, because they was a more serious situation, and we didn't even discuss nothing like that, because I knew that this was a serious situation that I was helping them with today. So, and that goes back to what I said 2 minutes ago. There's a time and place for everything. So the first thing you have to understand, when you are on these YouTube lives, or it doesn't matter what media platform you're on, but a person can quickly tell you how immature they are just by their responses. Then you will know that that person is not ready for the type of conversation that you're prepared to have with them. It's about their delivery and their responses. That tells all their immaturity and foolishness right there. That's all you do. Is just, you know that in three by the time they send 3 messages, you already know. You already know. So why would you even continue? Ladies, if you meet a guy and you trying to have a great conversation with him, you may be at work, you can't talk on the phone, but you sending him some very, 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 very oh, I can't wait type messages. You will know within 3 replies or 3 responses, he ain't ready. Don't even waste your time. Change the subject and say, I'll call you when I get off. Just exit. Just exit. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your time. So what? He 35. He immature. And there's something else y'all need to know. Here's another term. Learn to adapt to any given situation. We as men, we need to learn to adapt. You cannot spend 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, month in and month out, with that same level of immaturity, thinking that it works for everybody. If you're walking into a store and you're about to order some, I don't know, bacon and eggs, I don't know, and the little homie behind the counter is just straight wild, and he just, how the hell he get this job? You already know what level he on. And then when you give him your order, and he trying to find a button to ring it up, and he asks you, well, what did you say you wanted again? And all you went in there was for a bacon and egg sandwich. But he asked for the manager right there. I say, look, this young man is not paying attention. I gave him a simple order, blah, blah, blah. Just see, people need to learn there's a time and place for things. So if anybody, and that ain't got nothing to do with age. I'm not talking about you 25-year-olds. I have women 55 and 60 years old acting the same way. I tell a woman my name. I greet her, tell her my name, and all of a sudden in 2 minutes, less than 2 minutes, she already done figured out a way to come up with a nickname out of my name. I was like, nah, we ain't doing that today, because it's gonna start to get disrespectful, and then the minute I let a whole bitch slip out, you're gonna be ready to fight. So you have to let them know that everybody ain't on that same level. You have to let them know. Grown ass woman the other day called me. First of all, to a whole fleet games. She wanted to start off video chat on WhatsApp. All right, she old ass lady. I'm like, okay, I'll do it. Something I went and get something I always speak against. Video chatting on WhatsApp. Why, I don't know. Yesterday she calls and it shows up Precious. And I'm asking her, well, who the hell is Precious? That's my grandbaby name. So that's what we doing now. You say you're a full-grown woman. You're not in the games. You well established, this, that, and the third, but you got your phone and your grandbaby name. We still doing that at our age. Come on now. Come on, y'all. Time and place for everything. Yeah, I find something wrong with that. I really do. I think at some point you become established. And there is no excuse right now for anybody 50 or older to have a phone in their kids and their grandkids' name, unless you incapacitated. And there are a lot of other reasons, financially, medical stuff that led to financial situations. But an able-bodied, hard-working person is getting up, going to work every day. You don't have your own account. So what happens when, let's say, me and her get married, and we trying to consolidate? So you mean tell me our phone bill come? It's gonna be my phone number, her phone number, her granddaughter phone number, little man, Junebug, all these people on one plan? No, they ain't even finna happen. They ain't even finna happen. And that's why I say sometimes you gotta get to a point where you gotta cut your family off when it comes to these little bitty things. Say, okay, grandbaby, next month I'm thinking about getting my own plan. So let's finalize this and move on. Because a man comes in this woman's life, and she's talking about teaming up, he ain't trying to team up with 5 other people in the family. He ain't trying to do that. Not unless he's trifling himself and he's looking for an easy out. Now, if it means him moving in her house that may be paid for, and he looking for a retirement plan, she'll make a great retirement plan, because all he has to do is tell her anything she wants to hear. And bam. Yeah, he's in. So it just depends. It all depends on what you are looking for. And if you're looking for said things, you want to be involved with this person, make it known your intentions. I myself, I'm not looking to get involved with anything that brings along a lot of baggage, if you will. Anything. I was even invited to go this Saturday. They're doing a Mother's Day thing. Jamboree, whatever, all that stuff with all the kids. I said, oh, no. She was like, well, why? I said, no, that's way too much action and activity for me. It's way too soon for that. I don't even know you. How is it that my first date with you going to be at a park with a whole bunch of ripping and running damn kids? Oh, no. And I said to her, are you sure you ready to date? Based on that. It's because she has kept herself, and nothing's wrong with this. She has kept herself in this family so tightly. Then when somebody comes along interested in her, she don't know how to make the necessary adjustments to talk to that man. She don't know how. So it's all about making adjustments and stop being such an idiot all the time. And me saying idiot, I'm not necessarily saying that in an offensive way, but we all do idiotic things. We all have done that. We're all guilty of that. I can clown with my buddies all day long. We can go to a bar and just cut up. They can come over here, we cut up. But when it's time to get serious, I do know how to get serious. And that's really, that's what you want to look for. You want to try these things. You want to develop certain systems and scenarios and work on your communication skills. Yeah, I know everybody thought it was cool. Guys out here referring to their old ladies as bruh, and then the women got the nerve to respond to it. Lady, demand some respect. Yeah, I know. Yeah, this is what we do. This is how we talk. Okay, keep drilling that mess in your head. Perfect example. Y'all bro to each other. First of all, why is he calling you bro? Is he into men? Okay, and second of all, why are you answer to bro? So, you get this job interview, young lady. They call you in for the interview. A great company, making great money. You having a conversation with HR manager, He asked you a question. No, bro, I ain't even known that. Look at that. Bam, you just blew the damn interview. Because of that. Because of that. That's why I said it's a time and place for everything. We can't go around acting like that everywhere. You know, that street hood mentality, all that stuff, that don't apply everywhere. You have to know, okay, start hanging around some different type people. Start hanging around some people that are smarter than you. Not that you're dumb. Hang around some people that are smarter than you. You know, those same people used to always say, damn, she talk funny. Why she talk white? Why she talk like she's so smart? Call her up. Spend some time just listening to her. Listen to her talk about her day. How's going on her job, where her career is leading. Just listen. And you start thinking about yours. And you ask, well, how did you get started? What was your process in your interview? Can you help me understand the process of elimination? I bet you that lady can tell you. That same friend that you always said acted funny, act like she was better than everybody else. No, she was just well taught. Ask her about the process of elimination when it comes to a job interview. What should you wear to a job interview? And the fact that you need to show up early. Your interview at 10 a.m. Don't show up at 9:59. Get there 15, 20 minutes early. Because the thing of it is, they're going to probably come out and greet you. They probably going to offer you a cup of coffee. They might want to ask you to fill out a preliminary questionnaire. You've got those 20 minutes to do that. And also, what y'all don't know is, when you show up early, it gives you time to relax. Because you've just been rushing in that traffic. You've been doing road rage for the last 10 miles. You've been flipping people off. Excuse me. Now you get into that office, you got time to relax a little bit. If you don't drink coffee, say no thank you. I will have a bottle of water, if you don't mind. Calm your nerves. Don't be going up in there smelling like weed and black and mild. And I mean, if you're trying to get a job at the car wash right there on the corner, it don't even really matter. But we talk about professionalism. If you're trying to go for that angle, you need to step your game up. And I'm going to circle back again. Time and place for everything. That's all I'm talking about. And I'm not talking about you or you. I'm just talking about what I talk about. You know, we got on here earlier. And this is with every live I do. I know this is a given. I can sit on here, and I said I was going to do this late one night. I'm going to go live. I'm going to entertain every idiot that pops up. And I guarantee you, they're going to say the same thing. They're going to try to flip the same joke. They're going to say the same thing. They don't really have material to go on. 3 times already, I've invited three different clowns. Let's do a live together. Let's go back and forth one-on-one. Let's just do it. They ain't take me up on it because they're cowards. And ladies, don't be dating those cowards. That same little man that be saying all that stuff on his phone. Then when you go to pick him up from his mama house, he ain't got that same energy. He can't talk. He can't even talk to you the way he was trying to attempt to text you. First of all, he can't even text you like that. You know, look, pick up the phone and call. Hey, look, little boy. If you got something you try to say it straight up. Now hang up the phone. That's what y'all ladies need to start doing. You know, force them to grow up. Yeah, he's 25, but he's not grown yet. Force him to grow up. And guys, if you got the same situation with your girl, but I speak more of this about the men because, number one, we all tend to be a few years behind in the level of maturity. But it's time to play catch up. It's really time to play catch up. The only way you're going to play catch up is if you get out of that same old daily element that you're in and try something new. That's all I'm saying. Try something new. Don't really matter to me. I'm just saying, this is helpful advice. This is the type of stuff that a lot of you dare not try to understand. That's why when a lot of people pop in, I can look at this thing up here. It may say 10 people watch. It go down to 0, come back up to 2, because they feel offended by stuff that I'm saying or somebody like me may be saying. They don't want to hear it. That's why they won't learn. That's why they won't learn. And if I got me, come on, y'all. It's amazing how you wanna play grown. No, be grown for real. And like I said, I didn't know in the beginning what I was gonna be talking about on this video. And then it dawned on me. Here's another lesson learned in maturity. And you know what that person did? Exactly what I knew he was gonna do. Because he's immature, he don't know any better, and he don't even want to learn another way. Because this is all he knows. And what usually happens, these same little males tuck their tails and they go back and get on their video game. Their life is consumed by video games, Black and Miles. And even if they don't smoke, they're having it in the room. And a lot of them not even thinking about dating because they got the man crush on a little fella across the street. So the way to get them over there is through video games. Yeah. Yeah. But he want to play this big, bad, tough role. Dude, if that's your lifestyle, live it. You ain't got to fool nobody. Like I said earlier, nobody cares. But you owe it to your lady. You know, you want to get on here on any platform and try to heckle somebody else. But your lady at home or your girlfriend across town don't even know you out here digging up with men. I'm trying to be clean, y'all. So if you want to play the game, start there. Start with your girlfriend. Let her know. Let her know the truth. Let her know the truth. Yep. Just tell her. Because we all know you've been bent every which way but loose. So be honest with your old lady. Now, you can come on here and be a clown all you want to. You can go in anybody's platform and try to be a clown. But I guarantee you, a lot of them ain't gonna say what I'm saying. Some of them will. But you don't want to know. You don't want to know the truth. Here I am, a total stranger. I can't even see you. But my honesty talked you out of your game because you're weak. And ladies, let that be a learning lesson for you. Stop dealing with these weak ass men, because if a confrontation come up and you leave it out to 7-Eleven with that cat, he ain't gonna try to defend you. He ain't gonna try to defend you. Not at all. He gonna be running. He gonna leave you standing there. He already don't know how to open the door for you. He already don't even know how to tell you good morning. And see, a lot of times, ladies have come to accept that. And if you accepting it, you're going to keep getting the same old mess. But at some point, you're going to wake up, young lady. Man, I need me a grown man. And we ain't talking about that unk stuff. You know, you want to date an older man, that's fine. There's some older, immature men out here too. But I'm saying, you can find that same grown man, your age. The one that has home training, first of all. And ladies, get you a man that at least know how to cook. No, at least know how to do his own laundry. Get a man that knows how to do something for himself other than a damn video game. And order these cheap aftermarket parts for his Charger or his Challenger. Get a man with some substance. Yeah, I said it. Y'all ordering these cheap aftermarket parts. But get a man with some substance. If he want to do that, that's fine. But if that's all he has, video games, cheap aftermarket parts for his Challenger, his Charger. If he ain't out there burning donuts, he burning donuts on his video game, and you sitting there the whole time, bored out your mind. Later, it's time for you to find you a grown man. Yeah, you want to go places. You are limiting yourself. And then, oh, by the way, his mama don't like because you be over there every night, all night. She can't even get her rest. She tired. She done did her years, but you over there laying up in his mama house. And he 25, 30 years old. Come on, ladies, stop selling yourself short. And the minute that man's mama come to talk to you and say, baby girl, I want to talk to you, don't get mad at her. She just want to tell you, my son ain't shit. He a lazy son of a bitch. Go find you somebody else. Go find you a grown ass man. Don't get mad at her. She's trying to save you. Cause what's gonna happen? His mama ain't trying to be grandmama when that boy put them babies in you and he ain't taking care of them. She don't want that. And then mama need to go and put his ass up out there anyway. If he riding around here in that nice car, he got a $900 car note. He got every Xbox game downloaded known to man. No, he had one Xbox. He got 4 or 5 of them the same year, same type. 4 big screen TVs down in that basement. He need to be paying rent somewhere. He ain't helping his mama. Don't fall for that lie. He helping his mama. And ladies, if you really want to know the truth, when them guys give you that little, yeah, you know, mom asked me to move back to help out. Go upstairs and get some water. Hey, Miss Mary, how you doing? Oh, how's everything going with you and Junior? She gonna say, I'd be glad when he get the hell up out my house. Bam, bingo. He lying. Ladies, y'all stop falling for the okie doke. You know, you are giving in, you aiding this stuff. And some ladies, they like that. You know, it's all you want. But if you want more, you got to start with yourself. It's just that simple. But anyway, I'm going to get off here. So I'm about to go ahead and make my little round to the park and enjoy my afternoon at the park. For each and every one of you, happy Tuesday.